start with a roll call from my left.
Councilwoman Diane Howard.
Mayor Reynolds.
Councilwoman Yolanda Shepherd.
Mayor Pro Tem Amelia Emmons.
Thank you so much. At this moment, we will prepare for a moment of silence. Please silence your phones if you can. Thank you. At this moment, we will do approval of the agenda. Council, whenever you're ready.
I make a motion to approve tonight's work session, April 21st, 5:30 p.m.
Is there a second? Yes.
You have a text.
Oh, sorry. All right, we have two amendments to the agenda. The first one will be to remove First St. Paul AME Church. They are not ready to present. And then we'll have another, which is the upcoming event request. Please remove that as well.
And I don't see it on here, so I just want for discussion, Georgia Works.
Georgia Works?
sanitation.
Okay. So we'll replace Georgia Works with letter A. Is that okay? All right, council, could you make those amendments to that motion, please?
I'd like to make a motion to amend tonight's work session to delete letter B discussion, upcoming event, and also replace letter A with
Georgia Works.
Georgia Works conversation.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. At this moment, we have two decision items on the agenda this evening. The first one will be the Good Daughter filming request. Chief? Hey.
Again.
So Good Daughter back, and need to get approval into film at the Henry Funeral.
Gotcha.
That's the next, or 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, we didn't have, so I'll let him explain, you can ask any questions there, or and I think they're just gonna be there to say.
Correct, and then if we're gonna talk to, Mr. Safari on renting parking lot.
Mhm. Okay.
Hello. We're going to be, it's like, starting on not this Friday, next,
Mhm.
that's the second. It would then be dark, we could up again on Monday the 5th, and then film for 3 days, 6, 7, 8. And then strike on the 9th, so, most of them all we can think there. For filming, we definitely can there. Then we might want some base camp parking.
Mhm.
Partnering with the Stone Manor event, so
Mhm.
it's for, local letter of the community, make sure that we get things. I think that fine day of filming. Want to do some exteriors, so we would ask, DJ to have some officers, so we can see the area. So not shut it down, but get traffic control, that's it. So it wouldn't really affect this road, and that's very busy.
Mhm.
And then officially we'll come back later and I think we have two.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, council, whenever you're ready. I need a motion.
A motion to approve the Good Daughter filming.
Second.
Is there a, oh, thank you. All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, we have next up for decision, police car, city administrator, chief.
I like that shirt.
Masters.
Your daughter has one similar, don't she? Okay, so this is, so the first car, I gave you guys a packet. This is just a comparison. There's not multiple cars. This is just for one car.
Our upfitter that upfitted all of our cars actually called me on Thursday, said, hey, Mountain City Police Department, which none of us really know where that is.
Nope.
They have one officer. They hardly ever use their car. They got a new car, so they sold this one to him. It's already completely fully upfitted, and he called me, said, hey, it's a 2018. It's only got 73,000 miles on it. It's already completely upfitted. We're only asking $18,000 for it, so it's kind of a steal. He gave us first dibs because we have given him a lot of business. So I gave the other cars in there as kind of examples. The same place we bought cars from before, 2018 and 19, no upfitting, are $18,000 to $19,000. So this is already going to be about a $5,000 savings just because we don't have to put nothing in it. It's already completely done. Now, I will say, I know the one thing we talk about cars, budget, how much. This actually won't come out of anything we budgeted. The police fund has $23,000 in it. We've been saving over the past 2 years. So this would come just strictly out of the police fund, which is the technology fund that was put in place back when Councilman Honoré was. So that's kind of where we've been. We haven't really had to purchase anything big for the police department. Luckily, we've been pretty good. So this came about, so I wanted to present it tonight to see if I can get an approval or see if council has any questions, just because it is a steal, and it would be good to have another reserve car, being that we had the 4 that went down.
What city was that from again?
Mountain City. So it is the very last city before you get into North Carolina, going up towards Cherokee.
Oh, okay.
It's in Raven County. So they're literally the size of, actually smaller than Pine Lake.
Okay, and you said their reason for selling is because they don't really need.
Well, they bought a new car.
They bought a
Yeah, they got it, and they only have one officer.
Okay.
So that's and he called us to give us first dibs on it. So, being that it's in Patterson, already went, test drove it, looked at it, everything, says it's great, runs good. Plus, he's our upfitter, so if something's wrong with it, lights wise, he's gonna fix it. No, they upgraded to a Durango. So it's just a car that I think would be beneficial to us to have as at least a spare car. Because, Bruce Street Day, we had 12 officers out there, and a lot of them were trying to shuttle over and drop them off on foot, or having them drive their personal vehicles over there and park them, and then walk over there, rather than at least having a couple cars they could double up in.
All right, council.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the 2018 Charger at $18,000.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Georgia Works. Mayor Pro Tem, you ready?
Yes, I just wanted to, let me pull up the email, got it. Okay. So this past Saturday, we had the ride-along cleanup, which was very successful. Councilwoman Howard was in attendance, and I'll let you speak to. I just want to read over what Steve McGoy, he's part of this nonprofit called Georgia Works, and what they do is they employ people that are either, I don't want to say homeless, but people, yeah, that's a good word, people that are misplaced and maybe are transitioning, and they hire those people to, you know, work on projects like sanitation and cleaning up cities. So they work in many cities across the metro Atlanta area. And they were introduced to me by way of Councilwoman Shepherd for our last cleanup. And so the things that he said in the email here are that based on our last cleanup in September, there was a great difference in how clean our city is. And it is true, like it wasn't as bad. The biggest concerns we have were like the tires across the city. There was a lot of tires, as you guys know, dumped over there on Johnson Street and just in different parts, kind of hidden. And so when people see that, they just kind of add to it, you know, which doesn't help at all. So getting these areas cleaned up and, you know, keeping it maintained is going to, you know, void people from wanting to, dirty up our city. So he recommended that we do a public awareness campaign. And I know I recently went to, it was a cleanup event that JP told us about last time we had our meeting. I went there, Lorraine Cochran hosted it, and I just need to find out when our next bulk item collection is. Because I was thinking we can pair that, if not in the coming weeks whenever they have it, but maybe another time. And we can do like this big clean campaign. And I was hoping that maybe with Officer Roseberry, we can do like a code enforcement town hall. So that way, you know, people can be informed about what it really means to violate, because some people may not just be knowledgeable, and with giving them knowledge, we could hopefully make a difference in our town. So that's just one of the things I wanted to discuss in bringing back what we learned with code enforcement with Steve McGuay. And he suggested maybe we can work with them on an annual basis, because right now I would also like to get Mr. Munson involved, because I don't really know what all they can do as far as, you know, maybe moving these tires into one location so that way it's out of the public view, and then maybe have Georgia Works come and dump it, you know, ever so often. So, Councilman Howard, did you want to say anything about it?
Yes, I was happy to ride along. I had to work, just ride along and observe. Hats off to Public Works. This city is close to being spotless as far as trash. We actually had to ride around several streets to look for trash to pick up, and there was very little to none. So we're doing a really good job, Munson and Public Works, keeping the city clean. The tires were found down at the park, so not really sure if they were actually picked up as they were cleaning the park and sat there, or were they already there? I'm not really sure, but they did take them over to Public Works and stack them neatly with the tires that was already there. But I just want to say hats off to Public Works, because they're doing a really, really good job. Very hard to find trash around the city that Saturday, so hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, I hope so. But I think you were in attendance on, well, all you guys were in attendance on past cleanups, and so you've seen how bad it was then.
It was, yeah.
It was really bad. So I'm glad that we do have a great difference now in the beautification of our city. And then, Chief, while you're here, I did want to bring up again, getting the really nice trash can. I literally, y'all, after the cleanup, I was so mad because the next day I was driving down my street and I seen this guy walking, right off Main Street, across the Mayville apartments. He had his little black growth convenience store bag, and he had took his juice bottle out and just threw the bag on the ground. And that was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, after all that hard work, and I literally let down my window. I said, "Oh, I think you dropped your bag," and he picked it up. So it just reminded me, like, okay, if a trash can was there, I'm pretty sure people would be more cognizant and say, okay, you know what? It don't take that much energy to just, So.
I do know for the stock department, there is one of the companies that make with the metal plastic.
Is there a time frame on when we can get that done, though? Okay, that would be great. And I just wanted to say, like, I don't really know the cost per trash can, but if we're able to get some, like, on the major busiest streets, that would be wonderful.
We also talked about maybe looking again several months, maybe September, October, to see if
That
it's
is a good
still,
point.
Yeah, still looking good.
I'm glad you brought that up. So, usually, like, how we have a lot of visitors that come in after, maybe summer vacations, meeting family members and all that stuff, that September is really a good month to kind of maybe look at bringing them back out, Georgia Works back out. And then we just do like this big collective community day event and maybe bring out some vendors, make it a fun situation, so that way it doesn't feel like we're just, trying to grapple little things together.
So will we observe to see if there's a difference in what it is and what it's going to be?
Yeah, and I think either way it goes, we should still do something in September and just combine the code enforcement town hall, along with maybe just doing something as far as a collection bulk item altogether, even if it's not trashy outside, just kind of awareness thing. But you guys, let me know what y'all think. So,
That's a good idea.
okay.
I think it's a good idea too. I also think that when we do get ready to do your educational project with code enforcement, Ms. Roseberry too, she might want to check with the CAL because every year they have a special where they take people tires. They don't take, like tractors, real long, they don't do that for regular tires. Because I did have the opportunity myself to make some of the people aware of it that was trying to dispose of tires. That if you got out there before 12 o'clock, they was taking everything that,
Are you sure that included tires?
it was
Really?
especially for tires.
Okay.
It was especially for
I'm gonna ask them.
Do
'Cause,
that,
yeah.
because I think it was last year, the guy that lived down the street, right where your mom lived at, he has a mobile, he does cars, and he was going down my street with a trailer full of tires, and I just stopped him. I just said, hey, and I made him aware of it. I said, you can get to the landfill before 12 o'clock. They would take all these cars.
But someone had to take it there, right?
Right.
Okay.
You have to take them, and if Mr. Monks and them do want to be a part of it, what they could do, if people bring the tires, they can, they can take it to the landfill.
Thank you. Sounds good. I appreciate that. So that's all, guys.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, moving forward to, let's see, what is it, amphitheater upgrades?
Yes. All right, council, I'm here with, we got a new, he's vice chair now, Mr. Shepherd. Stand, Mr. Shepherd, in case people don't know. All right, and I'm going to read the definition of the LDDA serves as a resource to city council for the purpose of revitalizing downtown through smart land use planning, land bank improvement, and retention of business to the area. So that's the goal of LDDA. So, just to know that Mr. Shep, you know, make a speech or something. I'll be out for the council for me. One of Mr. Shepard said, I'm talking from English. His goal is to make sure that the LD and the council is sync. So the mayor, if everything and the LD works, that's the companion of the city. So nothing we do that y'all don't know, don't want us to do, we don't do. All right, so Mr. Shepard's working on that particular thing. So coming back to the amphitheater. So with the concert we're doing for the city, we're working with the business owners in the area so they could come out and participate in the concert and spawn tables and things so they could promote their business in the city. And that's the main goal. So we're trying to create this revenue into the city so we could do things that draw business owners here and make it more vibrant. All right, so the issue that's going on now in the amphitheater is that we talked about sheep. The canopy is ripped. It's like a ship that's been at war. It's all floating now. So we just want to see if we could work something out with the fund to get the new canopy. I had somebody that was supposed to come and give us some information, but he gave me a whole palette that you can look at of the canopy covers. Yeah, that you could change. Even if you wanted to wrap the cowlions, you know how you shoot light up the cowlions.
I know what you're talking about.
It's not big things, but it's just temporary. To do something for next year to the whole amphitheater. And also, one of the guys said the front of the amphitheater, you could put a canvas there and put the city logo on top. Right? And there. So with that, that's just that portion. But the issue with the canopy is that it drains onto the stage. And it catches the leaves. So there were some ideas, Chief, probably get some. Oh, Chief, you want to jump in anytime? Some bids on 10?
So, the LDDA went over there, kind of surveyed everything. We all know, we've been talking about it for years. And I know part of that money that was given to us from the county is supposed to go towards green space. And I think amphitheater, we talked about that, talked about any kind of public projects that benefit not only the citizens of Lithonia, but the residents of the county. So talking to Councilman Honore and LDDA, the concrete is all broke up. We know that. It wouldn't take nothing just to put a little 2-inch layer over that bottom part instead of having to dig it all out and replace it. Put a 2-inch layer or even an 1.5-inch layer, right? 2-inch layer over that just to make it look nice and presentable. Save a lot of money by doing that rather than tearing it all out. And we also talked about the canopy that's been a common problem for years. We know the water drains back and kind of holds in the piece that's up underneath it, and the water just kind of sits there. So the comment I made to LDDA is, why not get with the council and look at getting these bids and possibly go ahead and fund those smaller projects. And then, towards the end of the year, beginning of next year, we can look at the even bigger projects we talked about, which one was like the bathrooms over there. I think we talked about some interior stuff, at least fixing the windows and whatnot.
I'm sorry, before I forget, we did drive down the park and we saw that there were I know that's probably DeKalb County, but I just want to say it so I don't forget. We saw the bathroom doors were open. We didn't know if anyone was aware of that.
Do they just stay open like
I
that?
think so, yeah. We don't have no control over the bathroom. That's the county that goes in. But those are things we talked about. So I think what Councilman Honor is getting at is if we can go ahead and look at getting quotes and possibly the city look at resurfacing that concrete as well as helping put that new canopy up to kind of kick off the concerts and the events we're going to have. And then look at the big renovations that we talked about towards the end of the year, beginning of next year.
And we put the concrete.
LDA, right, Chairman Shepherd, we can take care of the gutters. And the tin is a trough. So as it drains down to the stage, supposedly, there need to be a trough. You can put that in with other stuff, And minimum canopy, it has to be a brick, spanking bunch of canopy or one up the top, just that one for people looking at for concerts.
And that's where you were proposing.
Oh, look, yeah, this guy just brought me some thoughts. He said, don't get red and something else fades away.
There's something you could get material that actually doesn't fade. I think those umbrellas, they hold up for like 10 years. But I'm just hoping that when you put concrete on top of concrete, hopefully maybe they're going to seal it first. Because sometimes you put concrete on cracked concrete, the top one's going to crack too. So they have to do something in order to continue.
Yeah, my thought was to ask PKS, who did the sidewalk. They did such a good job to at least come out and give us an idea of what we're looking at.
Maybe some of that iron stuff.
Yeah.
Special concrete got that flexible stuff.
Yeah, to get quotes and to move forward rather than the LDDA trying to do it themselves. Because, if the LDDA tries to accomplish that all themselves, we're really hindering the LDDA and draining them. I'll say this out loud in front of everybody. It's been a while since we had the LDDA come to us with a project, at least that we can partner on and move forward with. I mean, something that's going to benefit the city too, at the amphitheater, which has been a hot topic for the last 5 years I know.
Yeah, a couple things. So with the canopy, are you saying that it would be a temporary fix for now until we can get the major stuff? Or are you saying that we're looking at like permanent upgrades?
Well, yeah, it could be the new canopy, just replace what we got, But
Okay.
it could come to the point where next year you say, no, we don't even want that anymore, take it down, or just enhance it. We could use it that way. There needs to be something there. It would take us 2 years to finish it up, something nice. But it could be permanent.
Yeah,
We could change
I think the biggest problem is we need to replace the canopy and then put a drainage system. That's where the canopy keeps going back. Because the water just drains back and sits right there on top of the stage. What is that right there above the stage? It's just like a piece of fabric, and it's literally just holds all the rainwater there.
So is that what you guys want to do? Put a drainage system along?
Yeah,
with
they're
the
talking about
canopy?
helping fix the gutters, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Which in turn will help drain, because I think the gutters come in right there.
So you got just the concrete that you guys are coming to us for?
The concrete and the canopy,
Oh, okay.
not the gutter system. They'll do the gutter system, the pressure washer and all that.
Okay, so.
Those are, and the reason why I brought that up, because those are, you know, things that we would have to do no matter what next year once we start digging and diving into this. These are small enough to where we can try to go ahead and take care of them. That way the season can kick off, they can have their events, and then once the season's over with, we can look at the bigger modifications that we want to do. Because we know once we start doing that, we're not going to be able to have anybody over there. So rather than starting anything big and we kind of hinder ourselves, might as well just take care of the kind of the, what do you want, put makeup on it for a little bit and then start the big stuff at the end of the year.
Yeah, when the money starts rolling in.
Well, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, consensus, I'm good with the.
I'll start on.
You want to say something, Sharon? You want to get a microphone?
I want to say, first of all, I really appreciate the mayor bringing me on the LDA.
Come up to the front. Just,
Talk about, I'd like to thank the mayor for bringing me on the LDA.
You're welcome.
Council, chief, and Ashley. What my goal is to bring the city together. I know together as far as everybody be transparent. Like what we do over the LDDA, you guys should know. That's why I'm here today. Hey, we want to ask you guys to help us insist and put a lipstick on so we can enhance the city, enhancing our revenue. We give you guys a monthly budget. Here's the money came in, here's what we're doing. And I'm actually putting a line item in, once I get the vote, hopefully I get the vote, put a line item in for the city council. When you guys have your events like the Halloween,
Right.
we'll fund it. If you guys have a party for council, we'll fund it. Anything the city should do, the LDA should fund that.
Gotcha.
You shouldn't have to go to your funds to fund activity for the city, and that's what we're here for.
Oh, that's very thoughtful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys doing a good job, and if I can help you do anything, I'm here. To answer your question about the concrete, if concrete there, they'll put steel rebars all around, so when it goes down, it doesn't slide off of it. They'll put rebars in the existing concrete all over it, then pour on
And
top.
then on top.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that'll keep the cracking from
That's right.
continuing.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
All
And
right.
what was the concrete needed again? The whole slab, when you first walk up that little piece of sidewalk before you go up the steps.
Okay.
Whole slab.
Where the
Okay.
tables are sitting
Right.
on.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, even while we're saying it, that's like anything else that y'all could think of, concrete while we're doing it.
I
You
can
thought
think
of
of
something.
something. When you said logo, it hit me. I like the logo, but then you know there's another awning up top.
Right.
We're gonna do logo, let's do it on both of them.
Yeah.
But does the other awning need replacing as well?
Yes.
Because people sit all the way up there too when we have a packed house.
Yeah. Need replacement.
So if we're gonna
You
replace
see
one,
the mirrors,
can we try?
terrace level. That's it. The mirror skybox, it actually.
And then too, the pressure washing and the work that's around the amphitheater, we're gonna try to use city workers and then people from the city. We're not gonna go outside and get any volunteers. Like, we're gonna rent the pressure washers. We'll get people in the city to pressure wash. We're gonna first go to, it's not Petey, what's his name? Munson. Yeah, Munson.
Then
We're
you
gonna try
also
to-
got another company, Brandon Maxey.
he's in- okay.
He sent, I think he sent Chief a proposal or something for
Yeah,
pressure washing too.
yeah, we
Yeah, and
definitely
he
use them.
lives up the street.
Everybody in the city, we're gonna use them first. All right?
And Bishop Ron Daughtery, The
That's true, for the
block creek.
concrete.
concrete, yeah,
Yeah, I forgot, that's true.
yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks,
So-
Rob.
Thank
So
you.
we'll need bids on the concrete and on the
Awning.
awnings.
Okay, all right.
Is that right? And so, yes, you got mine.
And I have the people send them directly to the city's email. That way
Okay,
you guys will have them to
Okay.
look at them.
To print out, okay.
All right?
sounds good. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Anything else, Councilman? All right. We're gonna move forward to tree removal. Chief?
Tree removal's on there for discussion. I sent a couple quotes. Issue we're having is I kind of rode the city one day to look at some issues we're having with the trees that are right along the edge of the roadway that are causing the road to buckle up. One real bad area is Jenkins Street over here. If you're coming from Jenkins Street coming up where Yellow Brick is, Yellow Brick will be on your right and Family Dollar's on your left. There's two massive trees there that the road actually is buckling up. So we don't have a full 22 feet of road. We have more like 20 feet of road. Or I think it's actually 20 feet. I think we're down like 18. So those are two trees that are on the quote. Also, there's two trees on Lucellen. One on the corner of Church and Lucellen that's really bad. That if you pull up to the stop sign, you got to kind of slide to the left a little bit because the road is actually buckling up right there. That's one of if you see it, it's a massive tree. Then just down from there, there's another tree that's actually dead. The limbs, big limbs, just keep falling into the road, and it's right there along the road. So those are two trees that are on there, and then this one was kind of difficult. We're looking at Main Street. There's a tree right in front of the ice cream shop that the roots are actually pushing the parking lot up. So it's actually kind of bringing up the asphalt. And then at the corner down there near the auto mechanic shop, same thing. The roots are pushing the asphalt up. So we brought a couple tree companies out to kind of ride around and look. And, Main Street, the biggest thing is once it starts pushing the asphalt up, unless you tear the asphalt out and you try to cut that root out and you put the asphalt over, it's just going to come back because the tree's alive. So some of these quotes for you to review, like I said, we'll present at the next council meeting for approval. They have pictures in there. There's quotes. If you guys know of any other trees that you want to look at that are kind of like right along the edge of the roadway, let me know now. I could have them come back out and add it. But I know trees have always been a thing for us, being that we have a lot of old trees here that hang over the road. So these are just a couple of the major ones that I kind of noticed that we need to get fixed before we start having to, one, repair major roadways, and two, have an issue with them falling into the road.
One that I can think of right now is the one by Parkway as you're turning left to get on Main Street in front of the Academy building. I don't know if that's something that's privately on their land or not, but it's kind of right by the sidewalk. And it's kind of a barrier to see around that corner to see, the traffic.
So you're turning left on Main Street from Parkway?
Yes.
I think that belongs to them.
I don't know if that's something that we can still do if we have their permission, just because it's a hazard.
We could cut anything that's leaning over the roadway. We could cut the tree.
It isn't leaning over.
Yeah, so the tree we have to ask for them. So that's all I have on that. That's just for you guys to view. We'll present at the next council meeting for approval on that. All right.
You didn't have any pictures or anything.
There's a couple. There's AKA, I believe, has pictures.
I know it's in the email too.
Yeah, it's all in the email. Yeah, it's all. That's all I have on that, man.
Okay. Dog park design.
In your email as well, in the packet, there's the low engineering design for the dog park. I know we changed it to do the runs long way instead of horizontal. I just wanted to give you guys the outlook of what Lowe did as far as the engineering goes. which is going to help with the scope of work and when we hire somebody to do it, because they need to kind of follow the plans that we have set forth. Also, there is, if you look at page 3, it's actually 3 and 4 of the low engineering.
That's not printed out for us, is it?
No.
Still in the email?
Page 3 and 4 actually has a part of the design to change the intersection just a little bit right there. Because if you're coming off of Council Street and you go to turn right onto Johnson, it's more like a 90-degree turn. You literally are having to pull all the way out and make a right because the corner comes out so far. So in the design, right there at the dog park, they actually have it designed to take that back a little bit and make it more of a regular right turn, plus to fix the manhole cover and the handicap accessible ramp at that intersection as well, because we will have a new sidewalk with that dog park. So all that is in there. I sent it to you guys to review, so you guys will have it to look at. We currently have a meeting tomorrow with Harry. Like I said in the text message, at the parking lot, but we're actually going to be going over this too, because the designer for this is going to be here as well. We just want to make sure that, you guys have a copy of this, and then this is going to be given to everybody who puts a bid in to make sure they follow these guidelines, so we don't have no issues.
So just to understand, you said the designer. Is this a designer from Lowe's?
From low engineer to civil
So
engineer.
they work together. Okay. I was just curious. On here, it has proposed bench locations. In my mind, I would think the benches would be further back.
We can change that
Okay.
at any point. So
Because
when
it's
we
like
go,
the backs would be, to the
Yeah.
streets if it's like
so
this.
when we go to put benches in, gazebo, trash cans, anything like that, that'll be kind of a separate, because it's movable. So we'll be able to get everybody's opinion on that. Really, the civil engineer design is mainly for, 1, making sure that they have the correct size of the runs for the dogs.
Okay.
2, making sure that they understand, hey, you're not just coming and throwing a fence in and leaving. You're actually doing the sidewalk, the curbing, changing that intersection and everything.
Okay. And since this is still kind of civil, right, as far as like the placement of it, is there a reason why it's so narrow? Like, can it be widened for both of them without it affecting?
I noticed that. I think it just looks narrow on here.
Okay. I was just
Because I noticed
curious.
that too. When you look at the picture, you're like, wait a minute, it looks really small.
Yeah.
But I think it's just narrow because it's kind of their design on it.
Okay. So we are planning, because this is the part. At what point do we get Arabian Mountain involved?
As soon as we can get the park done, they want to put in like some signage over there, kind of where that big tree was, the real big one. So if you're facing it, the one to the right.
By the street, by Council Street almost.
By Council Street,
Okay.
yes. They were talking about putting some signage in there. We already got their dimensions from them for the trail. That's actually on here as well, because their trail dimensions are different than a regular sidewalk. So we had them send over the dimensions they use for the trail to us, included that in here. Once we complete that, and they'll do some signage they said they want to do over there. But also remember, once we complete the parking lot, they want to do something to connect all of that to the parking lot.
Right. Okay.
Are we putting in signage for mayor and council?
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah. Just for y'all.
You ready? Next,
Yes.
city event equipment.
Okay, so city equipment, I know we talked about this numerous times. This is, 1, to give you guys some information, 2, for me to gain some more information on how to proceed with this. So I gave you guys some quotes that I recently got, 1 as of today for some golf carts. I know we talked about a couple golf carts for the events. All Pro Carts sent some pricing over with some pictures. You guys have that in the packet, as well as in the packet, there's some old quotes that I gave out a few months ago. that are still valid. I know we talked about, at least a 6-seater golf cart. These are carts, when we go to get these, we kind of got to be quick. So when I have an exact idea, I'd like to, at least next council meeting, get the quotes the day before or the day of the council meeting so I can call them the next day, because there's an issue with them selling them very quickly. Also, with the golf carts, I know we talked about the portable bathroom trailer.
Where?
Remember, we talked about purchasing a portable bathroom trailer to put at the events because we keep renting them.
Oh, yeah.
So now I've found, and if council's okay with this, I can go ahead and look. I found ones that have 2 men, 2 women, or 1 man, 1 woman, depending on which one you guys prefer. Then they have them all the way up to, of course, like 6 and 6, which I don't think we need that.
Is it like the one that Mayor gets first?
Yeah, it's a trailer, like almost like the movie sets have. It's trailer, has air conditioning, all that. We just, of course, the out-of-pocket expense of each time is just having a truck come by and pump it out. But you also got to remember, we're also going to have to at least continually rent handicap accessible porta potty. But the bathroom trailer is also something that we can include in the rental of the amphitheater or the park. So
And Bruce Street Park definitely need a bathroom. Working on that, but it's gonna be a while.
Oh, so are we saying like we're gonna leave that trailer over there until we get something more?
Probably at Public Works somewhere, right?
yeah, it'll stay at Public Works, and then once we know somebody needs to use it or we need it for an event, then we'll move it.
Now, since Bruce Street is owned by DeKalb County, right? Like, shouldn't we be able to get them to?
I don't know. I'm working on that.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be a stationary bathroom, just like that's in the back of the park.
Yeah.
But we always are constantly having to rent porta potty.
Yeah.
I can pretty much get it's like a 2 and 2 bathroom trailer for roughly between $4,000 and $5,000.
Oh.
So
How much is it to, like you said, to have someone come out and like pump it?
that
I'm wondering.
So.
However, to me, I think however much it is, we have to do it.
Yeah.
And we are in a risk where we're trying to have constant events. Like we have to run around this weekend. Where everybody going to bathroom, right? Where we have
I'm for it.
to-
I'm for it.
How many, Mayor? How many did you have at Bruce Street?
That's that one.
Okay, so just to give you an example, that one
I think that
was
3 or 4 bathrooms in there. Can't
Yeah.
remember.
So that one, to rent that one was $350. So
A day? So we could actually put the one that's gonna be at Public Works that's not being in use over to Bruce Street Park, if we wanted to.
no, we'll store it at Public Works.
Yeah, that's
But
what
if
I'm
somebody
saying.
wanted to rent it, then yeah, Public Works would just take it and drop it off.
Right.
And we could work it where Public Works would be the charge of scheduling the pump out and all that like that. But we rent a lot of porta potties. We rent them for every event we do, and it's a porta potty. When you're paying $200 to $500 per rental of porta potties, because we normally have to rent 4, I think. You get a trailer between $4,000 and $5,000. That's for a 2 and 2.
So if we wanted to use it on an event that was going on Main Street,
Just pull it out. They pull it out, park
somewhere.
it, set it up. It's good to go.
somewhere close to the parking lot.
Yeah, as long as they can run power to it, or we get a generator to add to the front of it. I mean, you're good to go. I mean, it has AC. It'll have everything we need.
Wow, and then if it's right there, we almost can use it for the parking lot.
You can use it for yeah. You don't want to put it out there permanently for the parking lot, because then you have it sitting there unmanned. When in an event, there's people there. We're not going to leave it overnight, because then you deal with people trying to tear it up, sleep in it.
Especially
Yeah.
for events.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So, if council likes the 2 and 2, that's one we'll go ahead and work on.
I think they're
And then as far as the golf carts, y'all look over that. I mean, yeah.
Are we able to do, 2 golf carts? Okay, cause it seemed like we said a 4 and a 6.
So there's pricing in there, and the one thing I wanted I know everybody loves 2025. I like 2025, but you can get a 2023, 2024 a lot cheaper, and it's the exact same thing. Yes, they all come with warranty.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. What happens is golf courses buy golf carts every 2 years. Okay, so they buy the basic golf cart, right? They're good. They're used every day. Once they get done and they transfer and they buy from the manufacturer again, they send all the ones they bought to the manufacturer. The manufacturer goes through them. They send them to an authorized dealer, and the dealer will upgrade them and sell them off. And you save yourself. You can save, depending on what you get, you can save $3,000 to $4,000 on getting one that's 1 or 2 years old. They still have lithium batteries in them, which are better than what used to come. It used to come 48 volt or 24 or 48 volt. You know, they used to come with the big liquid cell batteries in them. They don't do that anymore. They're all lithium batteries now. So, you know, not saying that every case is going to be good to get 1 or 2 years old, but, you know, I just want everybody to have an open mind when I bring them next council meeting that, you know, I'm only going to bring you one that's maybe a year or 2 old if it's a really good deal. If we're saving $1,000, those are the ones I sent before.
But are these the 2023s too, or they're 2025?
Some of those, most of those are 25 or 24, 25s.
Oh,
Can we go over why we needed these golf carts again?
What?
Because I remember 2 different reasons. I know it was said that we might not have to use a truck. We could use a cart and put stuff in. I don't know if it's rubbish or whatever. Are we going to be transporting actual people
I think
to
We
where?
mentioned the events. For example, I use the rodeo. When we had the rodeo, there was another company or another person that was shuffling back and forth. So why don't we provide and include that cost of rental where we can benefit from it with, instead of outside companies coming and benefiting from that? It can be included in the cost of the tax rental.
Yeah, that's
So if
liability
we can
though.
use it, well,
By us
everything we do is a liability.
Yeah, but I'm saying we, it depends on who is we
Not
transporting, you know, folks, and somebody fall off the cart, then, you know what? So I'm just saying, we have to look deeply into that transporting as to
see
the
what other cities
liability.
do, because we're not the only city that, but there are tons of cities that have golf courses. So it probably would be beneficial to see what they do.
Yeah, and how they cover it.
Yeah, because just like when you transport somebody in the police car somewhere, that's a liability. We still got to do it, and I'm sure the insurance covers it. So,
I was looking at it being open, the way it is kind of open, and if we transporting kids or whatever, I fell off.
I was trying to get the golf cart for that.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to figure out.
I was trying to get it for us to travel around. Maybe you have somebody from the LDDA need to get to the amphitheater real quick. Stuff like that. It's for us. It's not for.
Yeah, I get what they're saying. I agree with that.
Yeah, well, that's why I was trying to get
Yeah.
clarity as to how we were going to.
Yeah, stuff like that. And we had to walk and got tired.
You
Yes.
know, if I say even for the maintenance of police ones, if we big vehicles to the crowds, or something small, you can't say not big. Especially maintenance, picking trash.
I don't know, if you gonna pick up trash with the same vehicle, we gonna be riding it.
No, it would have to be a different type.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Let's
just
speed
needs
this
a
up.
little clarity.
Oh,
All right.
I'm done with that. I'll bring you guys some quotes next time.
All right. One thing in particular before we close out, unless we have it, do we have a need for executive session?
So we have a couple of reports, so go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I just got a message. I'm glad you just walked in. Hey, I got a message from a citizen right here on Johnson Street. They are trying to catch a Pinks, how you pronounce it? Box truck. They're dumping tires behind an abandoned house where Lottie Cooper lives. It's across the street.
It's a Penske.
That's it, Penske
They
truck.
can give me the time. I can pull up the camera.
short tires again, y'all.
Let me see.
Like,
The date.
yeah.
Those must have been the ones that Munson had.
You said on Johnson Street?
It's Johnson and, what's that? What's the name of the street? Cagle, Johnson and Cagle. It's a abandoned house over there. Oh, okay. You seen it? Oh, okay. It's a truck just dumping tires.
Wow.
We doing it all the time, probably.
Yeah, if they just give you a date.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I told,
Oh, yeah, thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Munson's gonna go look at, that's on the cab, but we'll go over there and take care of it.
I saw the guy who did it, but I was in front of it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I sent him a message.
Yeah, I told him that.
People are getting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're gonna do the reports, because you gotta leave, right? Okay. All right, is there any other council member updates before we close out?
Yes, I'm sorry, real quick, do I say Officer Roseberry or? Okay, Rose. Thank you so much for all your hard work, by the way. I really appreciate it. I'm seeing a huge difference. So we recently had a conversation. We did a ride-along cleanup on Saturday, and we've been working with this nonprofit called Georgia Works, and I would like to kind of tie in code enforcement to do like a town hall for our community, and just make it like a big like cleaning awareness campaign, and involve Public Works and Munson along with maybe Georgia Works and ourselves, and just educating our residents on what it really means to have, I don't know the best word to say, but
How important it is.
yeah, how important it is to keep our city clean and giving them knowledge, because a lot of people may not know if they're actually violating any code, So we'll hopefully maybe do that around September is kind of the guesstimate time frame. And I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up to see, if you're able to pull some resources from the cab as well. And we could maybe do like a collection day for certain items that are kind of hard to throw away. And, so that's just something I wanted to tell you out loud while it's fresh in mind.
That'll be good to have some literature to give out during Cities Week as well. Are we gonna still do bags?
We are already on it.
So we could put, something about code enforcement.
Do we have time to get to it?
No, we
No,
don't.
we don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, we-
A door hanger or something.
You can do that next week,
September.
something, yeah. Or when she does her education piece.
September.
Okay. Any other council member updates?
No, but I do have a question for executive session. It's just,
Oh, we're going in executive session?
I have a question.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna have to bag back. So, is there a need for executive session?
Yes,
For,
real estate.
okay. I need a motion.
You said you had an update? Yeah, I have a question.
Oh.
Well, I need an update. I'm glad that you're here. Do you by chance have an update on any communication with the bank? And it's like the whole bank?
Right now, we're doing research on it. I'm doing a broad investigation of it right now because they're hiding behind legal firm names.
Okay.
So I'm having to go back to see where they picked it up and how we started changing to find out what we're doing. But even though we're going back, I'm still going forward because what I'm doing now, I don't know if y'all are familiar now with your new solicitor, Ms. Angela Couch. She and I have worked together before, and what we're doing now is implementing what we call the blanket for the city, which will increase anybody that is in violation and has been in violation, it'll increase their taxes 6%. So if they owe $4,000 a year, you do that times 6. And if they can't pay it, then the lien stays on the house as we go. And if they get too far behind, then the city takes the house.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Thank you. And I asked because have you had a chance to see the trash at the front door?
I've been taking pictures.
Thank you.
I've been on it. I have a whole folder.
I thank That's all I want.
And just to give you two an update, talked to the vice president of the bank last week. They came out 2 weeks ago, and they are getting ready to get an appraisal done, because the city of Lithonia would like to purchase it. Yeah, yeah, but still do what you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I
Man,
don't know how long this gonna take.
I take back the request for the executive session. I think it's being handled.
My update might help.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'm trying to stay in order.
Unless
here.
somebody else.
No, I just wanted to say this, too, on Pine Mountain coming up Watch Hill, to the left after you pass the church, that is a tree. The only thing somebody has to do with that tree is just push it down, it's that rotted,
That's
Have you
I can
seen
put it on the list.
okay?
Yeah, because I'll put it on the list. That's like one of the trees that we need to take care of. That's not a problem.
All right. Is there any other updates, any concerns before we close out? Oh, your update. Sorry.
Few things. And that one thing will be Roseberry in just a second. 7005 Swiss Street parking lot. Building's completely down. Meetings tomorrow with Harry and Bill Aguilar from Lowe that it will be doing the civil engineering. They should start shooting elevations next week to get a full layout of the property. During the demolition of that building, there was a lot of stuff that we found. It's kind of interesting. And the pipe that's under there is probably 70 years old, maybe 60 years old. It literally, we took a shovel and you could tap it with a shovel and it would just deteriorate.
So lead probably.
No, it's concrete. It's just very old. I mean, very, very old. So that's down. That's moving forward. We should have some design information, everything coming to you guys real soon, especially when they start shooting elevations. We already trying to get ahead of the game. And me and Harry talked the other day. We hope that the beginning of June we'll start breaking ground on the actual parking lot. So we've already started the demo. We'll have the design process, which of course will come to you guys. You got council will be able to see it, make adjustments. So that'll probably go back and forth a little bit, but we should have that rocking and rolling by June. ARC, Atlanta Regional Commission, we're working on our comprehensive plan. We had a steering committee meeting last week, went very well. I had a PMT meeting, which is a meeting just with me and the individuals from ARC the day after. During that meeting, we talked about several things that the city wants to see, several issues. One of the issues being housing. When they asked me about housing authority, how that was working, I was honest with them. We told them kind of some of the struggles we're dealing with, some of the problems. I talked to them about that piece of property that we own and, kind of the ideas we've had with it. Then I also made mention that I've reached out to, I think, the Georgia Housing Authority, the Cab Housing Authority, haven't got no emails back, no responses. Well, ARC has a housing specialist. I've already communicated with her. I have a meeting with her on the 28th at 10 o'clock. So she's going to help us figure out exactly what we need to do. She's going to tell me what we can and can't do, all this, bring in all the special people to help us, especially because it's part of our comprehensive plan. So hopefully we'll have some bigger and better information that we've been looking for a long time, being that they specialize in that. That was one thing I was happy about. Speaking about housing, a lot of houses in the community. We all know we've been complaining for years about overgrowing this, grass too tall here, Roseberry. I will say this. If you haven't seen it, there's been a huge change. Me and Ashley see it every day because we deal with the complaints. Granted, everybody wants to complain when code enforcement comes because code enforcement makes you do what? Fix your stuff.
Get your stuff together.
Right. So I can let Roseberry talk. She's had, numerous cases that she has going on right now, and these aren't small cases. So it's probably, in my opinion, and I think Ash, you agree, this is a complete difference of what we've ever dealt with when it comes to code enforcement, because she stays on it. So I don't know if you want to tell them what we got going on.
Well, we have a lot of Matter of fact, I just was told by Miss Brantley that I can't add any more cases for the month of May. She shut me down. She told me I gotta go a couple of months ahead. So she's having to separate some of my case files because I'm filling up. But basically, what we're trying to do is, I'm trying to educate people on how important it is to clean up your property so that your property value can go up. And in case you do need a loan, you can get that loan. You won't be able to get that loan if your house looks the way it looks. So basically, I'm doing education. I do have pamphlets out that I hand out, and I go out to my elderly and I talk to them about the different things that they can get into to, do better and what they're doing. And if they can't do it, then we talk about ways how we can get the community involved. I do have 2 helpers that help me. One of them name is Mr. Darrell Ellison. He comes around and he helps my senior citizens. Whenever they can't cut their grass or if they're not able to, do certain things around the house, Mr. Ellison does that for them. We've had him do a couple of different things for the seniors in the neighborhood that are not able. So I'm basically pushing people to understand code enforcement. And I think with the lack of knowledge that a lot of people had for it instead of the bad guy, and by the way, our dog was sick on me the other day. So this is just a normal routine for code enforcement. People are upset because they don't want people coming to their property to tell them how to be an adult. But as you can see, sometimes we have to be told. But what I'm trying to do now is let people know, just like automobiles today, it was a great day. Sergeant Hooker caught somebody replacing a motor right here on Main Street, in between the shops. And first thing she did was she picked up that phone and she called me. Hey, what is this? So it's a great thing that the other officers are getting involved. And I basically explained to her and had her write out a code ticket herself. And she wrote out the code ticket for doing that. Major overhauls is bad for us. Also, it's an illicit discharge. And the city could be fined for having oils and antifreeze and transmission fluids go down into our sewer. We don't want to be charged for someone else. So we make sure we put it on paper. And that's the biggest thing. And that's what I tell people. When you do wrong, don't expect to get away with a slap on the hand. It's not going to work anymore. This is a time where you have to pay your due. And it's time for the city to grow. Lithonia's been hurting a long time. It's time now to step up. We followed the railroad tracks all the way down. First it started in Kirkwood, Cabbagetown first. Then it came to Kirkwood. Then it went to Decatur. Then at Clarkston. Went to Stone Mountain. We're here. We're here. We're here now. Regentrification is here. It is time for people to understand that code enforcement is here to bring about prosperity.
That's right.
That's true.
Thank you for
Anybody got any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Also, just so y'all know, she's done caught almost everybody working without a permit. So Ashley's been here in dealing with new permits, and I know Mr. Shepherd-Becker will be happy because he gets all his permits on time. But we got a lot of people that were working without permits. So we love having her. It's been night and day difference. I mean, y'all see it. I mean, when we were all out there taking a picture at the parking lot, what did the lady next door come and say? Hey, they're selling this building. Why? Time to do that. So, it's coming. Huh?
I think she said like 250, right?
All right, we're good, man. I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. We are ready to adjourn whenever you're ready, council. I don't
Oh,
have
we
anything.
didn't say anything about Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, I will put that on with CPI calendar. Want to thank everyone for participating, helping, donating, supporting. We Street Day yesterday, it was another success. I wasn't there all day yesterday, but, special thanks to our police department because they created relationships with our community yesterday. They made some friends. I got some text messages about we got some officers, they cool. So I appreciate you guys for going above and beyond. and we will see you again next week. Okay,
You're welcome.
thank my
Anything
mayor,
else?
because she always comes through.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Anything else?
I was there. By the way. Yeah.
All right. Well, I need a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. All right, and thank you all for staying and being here with